right, what's up guys? Jake here, Dude Ranch DIY. It's another beautiful afternoon here in Eastern Connecticut. I just got home from work. I just climbed a little tree after work actually for one of my buddies and pruned it right on the water. So that was a nice way to end up the day. But now we're back here in the wood yard and I got some stuff to do. I think I'm finally going to start tackling this pile of rounds that we've had back here for quite some time, cut up. They've been cut up pretty much all summer. So I think it's about time that I finally get to splitting them up. But before I do that, I just wanted to do a little shout out. The great people at WoodMaxx Power Equipment, the makers of my chipper, the MX8800, sent me this awesome shirt. Has their logo on the back, really nice material. They also sent me a hat, but you know, I love my Kubota hat, so always got to wear that in the videos. And as a little added bonus, they actually sent me an extra set of chipper knives for the chipper. And the chipper knives that came with it are already reversible. So, you know, I wear out one side, can flip them, got a brand new side, but then on top of that, they sent me a whole nother set. So now I essentially have 4 sides of chipper knives, which is, you know, fantastic. They're great people over there. I'm actually talking with them about maybe purchasing either like a flail mower or some type of mower to use here around the property and at some of my clients' property. They make a great product, so definitely check them out. I'll put a link in the description below. So yeah, while we still got some daylight, I'm gonna grab the tractor, throw on the grapple because we still have the bucket on from finishing up the ground leveling in the backyard area, and we'll pick up some of these big rounds and bring them over to the splitter and hopefully get them all split up, and then we can start tackling the oak that I brought back in one of the last videos. So stick with us and we'll get some wood split. All right guys, so one thing that I think I touched on in one of my past videos, but I haven't touched on since, was that I was bringing the tractor back to the dealer to replace 2 of the hydraulic hoses with some more durable ones. They also put on this nice hydraulic hose wrap. And the biggest thing that they were doing was switching out the couplers on the hoses to these flat face style ones, which are a lot easier. They just stay cleaner. And they're, you know, just generally easier to put on and take off. The one thing I did notice when they first, when I first got the tractor back, was that I used to store the grapple with it open a little bit. That way it would stand up on its own. But I quickly realized that you can't do that with these, just because with it still being open, it's under pressure and it's really hard to get these things on. So I learned from my mistakes, and now I close the grapple all the way and I just kind of lean it up against some logs. So as you'll see right now, it's pretty easy to get these things on. Just kind of push them on and there we go, voila. All right, I just got 2 smaller ash rounds with the grapple. It's probably just easier for me to roll the smaller ones over to the splitter. But first things first, I got the eye protection. I'm gonna put in some ear protection. Some of you mentioned in the comments that you didn't see me wearing ear protection. That's because I wear these little earbuds. I don't like the ones that go over my ears. I wear those at work and I end up getting all sweaty and a bunch of dirt and stuff. So I prefer the little earbuds. They go right in the ear like so. And now I can't hear anything. boy, all right. Well, that stuff is actually pretty dry. I'm surprised. I said before it was ash. It didn't have the bark on it, so it was kind of hard to tell, but it was definitely maple. And as you can see, I swapped out the 4-way wedge for the 6-way wedge because I've only used it one other time, believe it or not, since I first got it. And I think you kind of saw why. The thing rides up and it kind of sits a little bit high, for my taste at least, but it is kind of nice that it sits high because then once I split it into 6, you saw that I was able to just push through the kind of big triangle pieces, and it didn't really make a lot of waste, which was nice. I like that feature. Shortly, this is probably actually going to be the last splitting video I do for a little while. I got some stuff ordered and parts on the way, and some parts are already here, but this log splitter is getting a pretty big overhaul. If any of you guys follow Outside with Shibe, you might have an idea of what I'm talking about. If not, definitely check out his channel. It's Outside with Shibe. He's got the exact same log splitter. I think his is a little bit newer and maybe a different brand motor. But he is doing some stuff similar, or he has done some stuff to his splitter that is similar to what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm actually going to be doing a feature that I don't think he has as of now. He might have it in the plans or in the works, but not quite sure. Anyway, I think for these bigger rounds, I'm going to pick them up with the tractor and probably switch back to the 4-way wedge, just because this one kind of scares me, the way it was popping and stuff. And as you saw with that first round, it, I don't know, I guess just because it was dry and it had some knots in it, it was a little bit tough for the splitter to push it through on that first shot. So we'll stick with the 4-way. I think ultimately that'll be a little bit less explosive. And yeah, we'll get some more wood split. Stick with us. Alright guys, so we got some nice splits out of that. Now I am out of wood right by the log lift, and I think I'm finally going to tackle that big piece of red oak right there. I don't know if you remember, but one of my very first videos I did, you know, large versus small diameter splitting, which is better. I think I determined that I much prefer dealing with smaller rounds than the huge ones that give you a lot of pieces. You know, I'd rather pick up small, you know, 20-inch, 18-inch, something like that piece and send it through, you know, once or twice instead of having to deal with a monster, you know, round like that behemoth right there. And as a little added bonus, it's got a huge knot in it where a limb was coming out. So I have a feeling it's really going to be a bear to split, but we'll pick it up with the grapple and see how we do. show you what I'm dealing with here. This was where the limb came out, and all the grain goes that way. This was the trunk of the tree. That's why splitting wood with large crotches in it is so tough. This will be a bonfire piece. Alright guys, well, that was a tough round. As you saw, it was massive to begin with, and even more so because it had a huge knot in it from where, not just a branch, but that was a limb, I'd call that a limb, came out. And I don't know if you could hear me when I walked up to the camera and showed you that piece, but you know, knots are just so tough, especially when they're that big, and you know, oak especially, because you know, you get to a certain point and the tree's growing straight, and then the grain just takes a dog leg out. And a lot of people don't know, but like the tighter the V of a branch, actually the weaker it is. So if you have a branch coming out and it goes, you know, off like that, it's a fairly weak wooded branch union, we like to call it. But that one, the grain almost went like perpendicular, like 90 degrees. So that wood is really strong, and it was just a bear for this thing, as you can see, to get through. And there's not many pieces of wood that I've encountered that this thing, you know, doesn't go through. Usually within the first push, and if not the first, then definitely the second. But that piece, I really had to jostle around and move it a couple times, which is why I think out of the entire tree that I split up, I saved it for last. So no worries there. We're done with that piece, and like I said, I got some modifications coming up in the near future for this splitter, so I probably won't be splitting for the next week or so while I'm getting those done. But there is one thing before I finish the video that I wanted to show you guys. Sam was busy yesterday. I'm filming this video today. It's Monday afternoon. Sam was pretty busy yesterday, Sunday, all day, actually finishing up the back area of the lawn. So stick with me and check it out. All right, so we have moved from the woodyard to the backyard, and I was hoping that Sam would be here, but from the looks of the garage, he has taken his Miata out for a cruise on this beautiful fall evening. So I don't want to take any of the credit for this, because this was all Sam's doing, but I think you might be able to hear the sound of a sprinkler in the background, which, as those of you who follow the channel might know what that means. Hey Sully, you like that stick? Oh yeah, that's a good stick.
All right, guys, let's see, here we are in the backyard area. I had a really busy Sunday, you know, doing work and getting stuff done around here. Jake, as per usual, was out earning the dollar and was of no particular help. But at any rate, so we, when I say we, I mean me, came out here yesterday early morning, and Jake has a small ATV drawn Thatcher, and so I threw a couple cinder blocks on the back of that, strapped it down, and drove around this area a bunch and just ripped up all of the dirt because it was so compacted from the tractor. And you know, I figured only have to get down probably an inch or two, you know, to get the soil aerated a little bit. And so I did that, and then went to the hardware store and bought a big, very expensive bag of grass seed. I had no idea how expensive grass seed was. It was like an $80 bag of grass seed. but grabbed the the push spreader and walked around here a bunch and spread all that, and then went through and scratched it into the soil a little bit just so it has some protection. And then 3 bales of hay went down. The hay apparently helps it with growth and protection and stuff like that, so got that done. And then went and grabbed the sprinkler and ran the hose out here. So we are in business. This has been obviously a long time coming, a ton of work being done up to this point, and of course I put my head to the grindstone and didn't film a damn thing yesterday, so I apologize. In the future I'll be sure to be more proactive about firing up the old camera and recording what I'm doing. At any rate, so it's our job is done now, and there's really only one thing left to do: watch it grow.
Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this stuff, hit that like button, the thumbs up. If you want to keep seeing this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications, hit the little bell icon that's right next to the subscribe button. That'll tell you each time we post a video. Please share with your friends. If you got any questions or constructive criticism, anything like that, leave it in the comments section below. And we'll see you here next time at Dude Ranch DIY.
So he keeps getting hit by the sprinkler. Here we are.
Cheers.
Enjoying the fruits of our labors.
Looks good.
It does.
Sully, what do you think? What do you think? Huh? You want all that new lawn?
I can't wait to nuke it with a big Sully poop.
Oh yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah. What was that?
I think that's the sound of grass growing.
Oh! No.
I thought I saw that too.
Right
there! No, that was the straw with the sprinkler hitting it. Never mind. There really is nothing quite like it. Everybody says that splitting wood's kind of boring, and driving a tractor probably not too exciting to most people, but I do like
boring is watching paint dry.
It's watching paint dry. I've heard that. I've also heard the expression as boring as watching grass grow, but
I don't know. When you do it yourself,
dude, it's enjoyable.